Hi, I'm back. I don't think we need much of an intro for this one. You guys see the title. Let's get right into it. So as you can see from the title, we are going to be testing out swords and weapons, not really weapons, mostly just swords and an axe for each stage of the game, weapons that I would recommend for each stage of Hypixel Skyblock. The last one I can't afford, so I'm just going to put a clip of someone using it. Look at my coins on the side, I have no money. Alright, let's continue. So for early game here, we're looking at a Raider's Axe. This is what I would recommend over the aspect of the end, unless you are farming zealots, then I'd go with the aspect of the end. Basically this is just a solid all-around weapon. You can get it. There is a tutorial from around a year ago on my channel if you want to scroll down, also link in the description if you want to find out how to get this without paying the full price. So basically its perks are doing 1 damage per 500 kills with the weapon and 1 strength per 500 wood in the wood collection. I have both maxed out. This is not a perfect Raider Axe, it is not hot potato booked, but it has decent enough enchants for this video. So let's go do a damage test. So for gear for all of these, I'm going to be using 3/4 Necron with a Shadow Assassin chestplate with literally no enchants. I bought these just for the video, which is why they are not maxed, and also a Bow Pet. As you can see, I'm broke in my purse. That's literally all the money I have left. So I couldn't afford a Shadow Assassin, or Necron's chestplate. So let's get into a damage test. Alright, so here we go. We've got a zombie here, and just a regular hit, we are doing 17.3k damage. If we hit another one, I was in combat, 3,000 non-crit, 17,327 per hit. So that's around the number that I'm getting with this armor. So yeah, it's just a solid all-around early game weapon. So let's move on to mid-game. So for mid-game, we actually have 2 options. We're gonna have a early to mid-game and a mid-game, pretty much. So transferring from early game to mid-game, you're gonna want to get a aspect of the dragons. This is what I got before switching to a mid-game weapon. I wouldn't say it's quite mid-game because it's pretty cheap, but it does a decent amount of damage, and it's got some pretty good stats. Its ability is Dragon Rage, which it basically shoots all the monsters in front of you for a certain amount of damage with knockback, and it's like fire, like a Dragon Rage. So let's get into a damage test. So here we are on the zombie. We hit it here, we're doing 36,000 damage, which is actually pretty good. 36,000 damage a hit. And yeah, so let's hit 3 more just to make sure that's it. 36,000, 36,168. So that's a bunch of damage for such a cheap weapon. I think you can get these for anywhere from 600,000 to 1.8 million coins, depending on how enchanted you want it. And yeah, it's just a solid early game weapon that you can use to one-shot most of the mobs that you're going to be fighting at early to mid-game. So next up here we have a Livid Dagger. This is going to be our mid-game weapon. It's a very solid weapon, very good for dungeons, and this is what I used as a Berserker when I played Berserker when I actually played this game a bunch. It's got pretty good stats, and it can throw a dagger at your enemies, costing 150 mana and dealing quite a bit of damage. And also it has the perk of your critical hits dealing 100% more damage if you are behind your target. So if we were to do a damage test here, if we are in front of our target, the zombie villager, we hit it, we do 35,000 damage, which is less than the aspect of the dragons. But if we come behind the zombie here, and okay, well, Bow Pet is throwing. If we hit it, okay, how did that not? Are you kidding me? Hit it, we're doing 70,000 damage. So it's just double the damage that you did from the front, which is pretty good. Can you stop? 70,000 damage. So let's move on to our end game weapon. Oh, also, these go for around 7 to basically 70 million coins, depending on how enchanted you want it. So the next weapon is actually the Hyperion. This is for Endgame. I do not have a Hyperion, because as you can see on the right side of my purse, I am broke. Very, 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 very broke. And I don't have that type of money, so we're going to put a clip of somebody using it in dungeons right here. So as you can see, this weapon right here was the Hyperion. It has incredible stats, and it deals 50% damage to withers and grants +1 damage and 2 intelligence per catacomb level. This is a mage weapon, but it's also used for basically everything else. Its main ability is once you combine 3 scrolls gained from floor 7 of dungeons. Basically what it does is it teleports like an aspect of the end, and it will explode and deal millions of damage inside of dungeons to different mods around there. Or, not mods, mobs around there. This is enough to do much of, like, basically all of the mobs that you're going to be fighting. This is going to one-shot. These weapons right here range from around 1 billion coins to 2 billion coins. Oh, can you understand how I didn't get one for this video? Anyways, those are the weapons that you are going to be wanting to use for. I'm not saying Hyperion is the best weapon in the game, although it's getting pretty close, but that is the weapons that I would recommend for each stage of Hypixel Skyblock. Also, if you have like 5k coins and you're watching this video, I don't know, get like an undead sword or something. You can get it from the hub, from the weaponsmith down by the coal mines, and yeah, that's about it. Alright, if you guys want any more tutorials like this, leave them in the comments. Thank you. Bye.